Hello and welcome. I am about to change your mind when it comes to how you see your mortgage. So, if you're somebody who is working, have a family, own a home, may soon already own some rental real estate as well, you're making six figures and you're wondering why is my savings account, my investments account not showing my true net worth? It's probably because it's time to change how you are seeing your mortgage on your primary residence. Instead of seeing it as just another bill to pay every month, maybe it's time to start seeing it as the tool that it actually is. So, welcome. My name is Tipworth. I am the heart behind Heart and Soul Mortgages, and today I'm about to show you what you need to be thinking about when it comes to your mortgage. So, welcome to my series, Mortgage to Millions by Heart and Soul Mortgages. So, let's jump right in. So, let me just shrink my face a little bit here. Now, as a high income earner, say you're making around 200K annually and you live in Ontario, your marginal tax rate is around 50%. So, with this example, we're thinking close to half of your money is taken right at source. So, what can you be doing to get that money back? How can you boost your tax returns? Well, stick with me here. I'm going to go to the next slide. Your home, as I said, is not just associated with your mortgage, a debt that you have to pay every month for the next 20, 25, 30 years in order to keep a roof over your head. I mean, it is, but how can you be putting it to your benefit? How can you make your home a key engine to your financial story, your whole picture? Say you own a $1 million property and your mortgage on it is currently around 650 on a 25-year amortization. That means your monthly payment is around 3,169 and the principal that gets paid, which is actually reducing your total $650,000 mortgage original loan, is just under $1,200. So it's 1,166 a month and it goes up every month as you make your regular 3,169 mortgage payment. But to start, that's the principal, and the rest, 2,003 bucks, is interest. So in Canada, when you get a mortgage, the interest is very front-loaded heavy because at the end of the day, the bank is a business, and part of their business model is taking the money that they have access to and loaning it to you at a cost. And that cost is the interest that you pay. Starting from month one, your interest is more than the principal that you're actually paying back. Some people may see it as rigged. Some people may be like, that's the cost of me getting that money so I can buy the house that I want. Because who has a million plus sitting in cash? Like, don't get me wrong, some people do, to just buy a house. Some people who do have it, very many fairly wealthy individuals who do have that type of cash, aren't going to put all their cash in one engine and not make money back from it. They're going to find ways to put their money in other assets that's actually generating them income while they sleep. I'll touch more on that as we go further. So that's that's this part. Mortgage amount that you pay every month, which is principal plus interest, more than half of it is interest to begin with, and that reduces with time as you keep making your payments. Now, if you restart, refinance, have to consolidate debt, and you have to restart your amortization, once again, the principal is always going to be less of your total payment versus the interest as you start. So that's how the banks keep making their money. Again, a very well thought of business. I can't even be mad. So next one. Oops. Click here. Okay. So as I was saying, we buy a house, we get a mortgage, the traditional way, how our parents have done it, grandparents have done it, is once you get that house, you may have put down a small down payment. In their time, they probably didn't put down any down payments. But regardless, today you put down a down payment and the rest of it is financed through a mortgage and you pay it regularly. That's kind of your traditional setup. With a readvanceable mortgage strategy, however, this allows you to continue to have access to the original loan amount that the bank gave you. So basically, when you have a $1 million property and you need $650,000 in extra cash to purchase it, you go to the bank and they give that to you. As you pay down the principal with the interest, they get that money back. You never see that loan again unless you refinance and take up more equity. With a readvanceable mortgage, you get your original 650. The bank is like, okay, we have done our due diligence. We agree that you are a perfect client for us to lend this amount of money to you, and you can have access to this $650,000 as long as you need it. Meaning that you make your mortgage payment of the 31 and change, 1166 is principal, the rest is interest. That 1166 in principal continues to increase as you keep making your monthly mortgage payment. And if you don't ever re-borrow that principal, it will sit there as accumulated equity that's easy for you to access. And that's the difference between your traditional mortgage, where you're paying everything back and you never touch it again unless you refinance or take out a HELOC. With a readvanceable, you technically have the HELOC to begin with and it just grows with you. So if you never use it, it's there. If you go 30 years, pay off your house, you still have that $650,000 that you can go and have access to whenever you need to. That being said, it won't be at the same interest rate that your actual mortgage was at. It will be at the interest rate that a line of credit would be at, which is usually prime plus. So I hope you're following that. That was a long explanation. But anyways, on to the next slide. So as you see, having a readvanceable mortgage, the beauty of a readvanceable mortgage, which what brought me to this slide, is that if you take that principal that builds every month and get it invested, you are seeing your money grow. So, say you invested into a portfolio that performs at around 8% over the next 25 years. That principal getting invested will bring your net worth, your total investment portfolio, to around $1.258 million. That's a chunk of money that you have saved that you did not have to do overtime for, get a second job for, start a business for. Like, mind you, you could have taken this money, invested it into a business to generate this income as an overall investment, but this is money that you're using from a loan that was originally given to you just to buy your house, to keep that roof over your head. So I ask you, why not look at your mortgage, look at your primary residence as not just a means to an end to keep a roof over your head and then a continuous bill to pay until you get older and can't work anymore, but as a means to creating a well greased engine for your overall financial picture, your whole financial asset, whole financial trajectory. You see what I'm saying here? So you have that $650,000. You're paying it back plus interest. The interest you'll never see again. How can you put it to work for you? Well, if the bank is gonna let you keep that 650 and they're gonna keep charging you for using it, you might as well do it in such a way that it allows you to create a nice little nest egg at the same time. And then that is what this graph is illustrating. You take that principal and you can get close to $1.5 million by just getting that reinvested in a non-registered fund. More details about that in another video, but you see what I'm saying here. Okay, so With that in mind, that interest that you have to pay regardless is gone. When you reborrow the money out of your line of credit, that's interest you're paying again. But this time, this interest can work for you, not against you. It's not just taking more of your after tax income and flushing it down the toilet, so to speak. But now you can use it to boost your tax returns. That's right. Any in Canada, anytime a business, corporation, any means of helping the Canadian economy, if you borrow in order to generate an income, meaning you are creating a business, you are investing in something that generates income. Anytime you invest with the intent of generating an income in Canada as part of the CRA, like mind you, I'm not a tax professional. I just know little few things that makes this whole thing work. That anytime you borrow with the intent of generating income, that the interest that you pay on those borrowed funds are tax deductible. So if somebody has a side business, they're an entrepreneur and a sole proprietor, and they're running a business. If you are one of those people watching this right now, you understand that if you use your credit card to pay for ads, to do your website or whatnot, any type of asset that you're bringing into your company, you can write off the interest that you paid on those borrowed funds to get that. That applies here too. So if you reborrow your original non-tax deductible mortgage and you put it in assets with the intent of generating an income, you can automatically write off the interest that you paid now on that line of credit at tax time. And that's what this is talking about. So over the original 25 years of your mortgage, you are looking at a total tax return of just over $300,000. Now, if you're making 200,000 a year and you're getting back money from the government being like, "Oh, we realized we took too much because we overtook your income because really you made less because of the amount of deductions you have," that's extra money back in your pocket. And the sweet spot about this too is that if you take those refunds and pay it onto your mortgage, as a lump sum every year so you get more principal available, that just exponentially speeds up the rate on which your mortgage, your original principal, is paid back, which in turn significantly reduces the amount of interest that you've paid to the bank for borrowing that money. So, yes, the bank has a business of loaning you money over a long period of time so they collect their fees for you borrowing those funds. But if there's a way for you to pay it back faster, you cut down the amount of interest you've paid. The longer you keep borrowed funds, the longer you have to pay the interest. It's just one plus one is two. That's kind of the equation that works there. So if you find a way to make your income efficient, your debt load efficient, then you're saving money and making money in your sleep. So financial freedom, financial peace of mind is in your reach, in your grasp. And that, my friend, is how we make our traditional mortgage, the roof over our head, switch from being just another bill to being the wealth generating engine that it can be. And your income is just the fuel that feeds the flame. I'm obviously overly excited and animated about this, but don't mind me. I really just like explaining this because I know so many people who are unaware. You don't know what you don't know until you know. And I'm here today to get you to know. And if you know somebody who doesn't know and would benefit from this, please, whatever you do, share it with them. Share them this video because it will give them some information that they can at least walk away with and start thinking differently, thinking outside the box when it comes to their current mortgage. So, as a complete wealth picture here, we're looking at an investment portfolio improvement of $1.26 million from money that you were already given from the bank. You get over original 25 years tax-free money back of around 300K. And you can save close to 3.5 years off of your amortization just by doing this simple setup. I say simple because it's simple for me. It may not be as simple for you at the moment, but stick with me here. This is what we're looking at. Okay, so your net worth improvement, like I said, over the original 25-year amortization of your mortgage is the 1.258 million. Your outstanding loan, your 650 or 600 depending on how much you borrow from the bank. Therefore, your net improvement, so extra money you have after the fact if you pay back the loan, would be $658,000. Money that you would not have been able to save with making your regular traditional principal plus interest mortgage payments over the 25 years and never having access to that original loan again. So this represents wealth created from equity that would have sat completely idle in your home, leaving you to rely on words just disappeared from my mouth. Inflation and the traditional Canadian economy for you to have a savings plan, a retirement savings plan. Because let's be honest, many of us today are realizing that if we don't do something different now, retiring is going to be damn near impossible. So let me move this again. So the main purpose of this video is to help you understand that turning your mortgage into millions is completely doable. Now I'm quickly going to show you guys a little Excel sheet that I created here to really drive home what I was talking about. Let me see if I can find it. Where did I leave that Excel sheet? Oh, it's right here. Okay, so you should be able to see this sheet that I created using basically what I was just talking about here. Okay, so I'm just, I can't move my face off of there. Anyways, okay. So, like I said, monthly mortgage payments, mortgage amount original 600K, fixed at 4.4%. As your mortgage balance goes down, your interest paid levels out a bit as you pay back your original principal, as we all know. Amortization schedule. What I want to show you here is the breakdown of the principal. As you can see, it does go up with every subsequent monthly mortgage payment. And the interest paid, which is here, goes down over time. But like I said, it's always beginning heavy when it comes to the interest. And this interest is money that you pay and you will never see again. There's nothing we can do about it. But if you reborrow the principal with a readvanceable mortgage, the interest there, you can see some of it again. So let me show you with my Excel sheet. So my simple interest Excel sheet with prime plus 5. So that's the interest that we're going to be adding to the amount of money borrowed. So say we started in January, the principal that we got is 1170, so 1,170. That's what we saw here starting in January. As say we started our strategy the following month, we're going to take 1,200 of the available principal, which is the 1,170 that we paid in January, as you can see here, plus the 1,174 that becomes available in February. So we're going to take 1,200 of this total, which we're going to invest at around 8%, like I showed you in the previous presentation, and we're going to have a 1,144 left still available in our line of credit. The interest due would be around $5 and change. So I also made this cumulative in column F so we can see how much interest we've paid by the end of the year. So this goes through every month, adding the 1200 every time. So every month we're adding another 1200 into our investment portfolio. And again, this 1200 is not from your after-tax income. This 1200 is coming straightly from you reaccessing and strategically using your original mortgage loan and making it tax deductible. So every month we add another 12, another 12, another 1200 every month. So by the end of the year, the amount of interest that you've paid or have accumulated would be around $327. Now, if you do this every year for the next 25 years, you can start to really see the picture here of the significant impact that doing this structure has, not just on yourself, but your whole family when it comes to your finances. And again, making 200K, your marginal tax rate is around 50%. Half of this you're getting back that you can automatically use to make a prepayment with the following year. So that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you know anybody who could benefit from this information, let me know. If you watch this whole video and I've got you intrigued, then feel free to click below and go ahead and book a free audit consultation with me, and I will be more than happy to look at your numbers, look at your current finances, and see how you could be doing much more and saving a very nice nest egg for yourself and your family with your current mortgage and your current structure and your current income. Without no new extra funds, we can be doing a world of a difference for you. If you have any questions or comments or you are resonating with this, also feel free to comment down below as well. I will be responding to every one of them myself. Other than that, have a very wonderful day.